trade, energy security, and environmental conservation. The tourism minister announces that the new terminal at Velana International Airport VIA will be inaugurated by December this year, marking a significant milestone for the country's tourism sector. And the Maldives and Indonesia hold extensive discussions aiming to strengthen trade and economic ties. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to PSM News. I'm your host Malak Ahmad Fayaz. Now for the news in detail. President Dr. Mohammad Muizzu emphasizes the Maldives' growing significance in global trade, energy security, and environmental conservation. Speaking as the head of state as guest speaker for the Princeton School of Public and International Affairs (SPIA), President Dr. Muizzu highlighted the Maldives' transformation from an impoverished and little-known island nation to a key player in the Indian Ocean. The president underscored the vital role the Maldives plays in global shipping, with over 50% of the world's daily oil consumption and 75% of trade between Asia and Europe passing through the Indian Ocean, much of it near Maldivian waters. The president also reflected on the Maldives' journey since gaining independence 59 years ago, recognizing its development success and its increased importance on the international stage. He said Maldives is a strengthening democracy, striving for resilience, adding the country is committed to upholding sovereignty, strengthening partnerships like that with the United States, US, and leading global efforts in climate action and environmental sustainability. He further outlined key initiatives under his administration, including diversifying the Maldivian economy, attracting foreign investments, promoting renewable energy, and advancing climate action with projects like the Ras Malai Eco-City. The Maldives, he stressed, is synonymous with environmental advocacy, making significant strides in addressing climate change. He further stated that strengthening sovereignty and independence remains central to his administration's agenda, ensuring the Maldives' ability to influence a rule-based international order in the region. Minister of Tourism Ibrahim Faisal announces that the new terminal at Velana International Airport VIA will be inaugurated by December this year, marking a significant milestone for the country's tourism sector. He made the statement in the message for World Tourism Day, emphasizing that the new passenger terminal is a key component of the larger airport modernization project. In his message, Minister Faisal highlighted that the new terminal at VIA is crucial for the growth of the tourism sector of the Maldives. He also noted that operations at the terminal will begin by December, with the entire airport expected to be fully operational by the first or second quarter of next year. Additionally, Minister Faisal stressed the importance of attracting more airlines to operate flights to the Maldives once the new terminal becomes operational. As such, he said the government plans to collaborate with the tourism sector on marketing campaigns. He noted that the government should capitalize on the terminal's opening by boosting marketing efforts, increasing occupancy, and enhancing tourist spending. Currently, he said that tourism generates $4.5 billion for the state, with a target of reaching $6 billion by 2027. The existing international terminal at VIA handles 1.5 million passengers annually. In contrast, the newly constructed 78,000 square meter terminal, equipped with state-of-the-art facilities, will be capable of accommodating 7 million passengers each year. The final preparations are underway, with the new terminal set to feature aero-boarding bridges, advanced baggage handling systems, and ample space for food and beverage outlets, retail shops, lounges, and other services, addressing the limitations of the current terminal. Maldives and Indonesia hold extensive discussions aiming to strengthen trade and economic ties. The discussions were held between the ambassador of Indonesia to the Maldives, Dewi Gustina Tobing, and the Minister of Economic Development and Trade, Muhammad Said. Speaking to PSM News, Minister Said revealed that the discussions focused on expanding trade and economic activities between the two nations. This minister stated that this initiative aims to boost trade and investment between the two nations, highlighting that Indonesia is one of the countries which is frequently visited by Maldivian businessmen and also significantly contributes to Maldivian imports. He disclosed that the trade between the two countries are worth $62 million. Furthermore, Minister Said reiterated President Dr. Mohamed Muizzu's policy of enhancing bilateral ties with various countries in terms of trade. He also emphasized the government's efforts to increasing Maldivian exports to the global markets conveniently. The Ministry of Defense announces the launch of a special operation to inspect chemical storage facilities named Operation Hiras Pass, which will commence on October 1st. In line with President Dr. Mohamed Muizzu's initiative to foster a healthy society, various ministries and state institutions are actively identifying measures to enhance community health, safety and security. The Defense Ministry is particularly focused on ensuring the full implementation of laws and regulations designed to protect individuals and their property. The Defense Ministry oversees the authorization of hazardous chemical imports for various purposes as well as the storage of these chemicals. It has the authority to inspect hazardous chemical storage facilities to ensure compliance with the law. While the ministry acknowledges that the storage of hazardous chemicals is permissible within legal parameters, there have been reports of regulatory violations by some individuals. As such, the ministry will conduct a public awareness campaign in designated zones starting October 1st to inspect chemical storage facilities, ensure adherence to regulations regarding the import, handling and storage of hazardous chemicals. The ministry has expressed concerns that failure to comply with regulations could lead to irreparable harm. It noted that a significant quantity of hazardous chemicals has been stored in residential areas of Male City, although such storage has been prohibited since a tragic fire occurred years ago. As a result, chemical warehouses in Male have been relocated to Tilafushi in Kaf Atoll. Minister of Cities, Local Government and Public Works Adam Sharif Umar states that the government has sent a proposal related to the development of 50 councils, administrative offices to China. The proposal was sent under the government's initiative to rebuild the oldest administrative offices of local councils. Speaking to PSM News, Minister Adam Sharif revealed that this initiative was undertaken by President Dr. Mohamed Muizzu after observing the standards of the offices firsthand during his official visit to the islands. The minister noted that most councils are still working in the administrative offices which were developed during the tenure of former President Maumoon Abdul Gayoom. Furthermore, Minister Adam Sharif emphasized the importance of a good and convenient work environment to ensure that local councils can work effectively to empower residents. However, the minister stated that as no efforts were exerted by previous governments to ensure a good working environment for councils, which has led to several obstacles including the lack of space. Therefore, he reiterated the government's efforts to address this issue. The government announced that 50 councils' administrative offices will be developed with the assistance of China. Minister Adam Sharif disclosed that the proposal pertaining to this development initiative has been submitted to the Chinese government. In addition to these 50 councils, the government had previously announced developing 55 council administrative offices under the Public Sector Investment Program (PSIP). The minister stated that the government intends to proceed with this project irrespective of the financial circumstances. He also noted that opportunities will be made available for interested parties to submit proposals under contractor finance scheme. He affirmed that the works of the project will commence once the proposals are received. Ministry of Transport and Civil Aviation announces that efforts are underway to ensure that third-party insurance for road vehicles provides full compensation. Speaking to PSM News, Deputy Minister of Transport and Civil Aviation Nawaz Sharif emphasized the efforts being exerted by the government under the Male Fahi program to alleviate the issues within the transportation sector. The Deputy Minister stated that efforts are ongoing to address congestion and bring amendments to the vehicle insurance regulations. As such, Nazim revealed that decisions have been made to implement third-party insurance and strengthen the regulations such that the third-party insurance can provide full compensation. Furthermore, Deputy Minister Nazim stated that this initiative aims to increase road security and safety and to ensure that victims of road accidents are provided with sufficient compensation. Nawaz stated that the new regulations prevents the registrations of vehicles without an insurance coverage. Additionally, he disclosed that vehicles which are not insured will not be able to receive any services provided by the ministry. He stated that the change will allow insurance companies to amend their insurance policies as well. Providing information on the current works of the Transport Ministry, Deputy Minister Nawaz stated that the works pertaining to bring legislative changes related to the third-party insurance scheme is currently ongoing. He also highlighted that the ministry is also working to bring amendments to its regulations as well. Nazim revealed that the ministry aims to ensure that residents are able to benefit from the third-party insurance. Third-party insurance is an insurance where one party, the insured, pays to an insurance company, the second party, in return for protection against damage caused to the vehicle or property of a third party by the insured. That's the news at the moment. We'll come back to you after a quick prayer break.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إلا الله. اللهم رب هذه الدعوة التامة والصلاة القائمة آت محمدا الوسيلة والفضيلة والدرجة الرفيعة وبعثه مقاما محمودا الذي وعدته وارزقنا شفاعته برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. وصلى الله على محمد وآله وصحبه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين.
The Maldives. Welcome to PSM News. The Maldives Industrial Fisheries Company Limited, MIFCO, reveals that the outstanding payments owed to fishermen will be settled by next week. In a recent statement, MIFCO said that discussions had taken place between the Ministry of Fisheries and Ocean Resources, the Ministry of Finance and the company regarding the pending payments. A temporary solution has been reached, with the government continuing to support MIFCO in ensuring that the full outstanding amount is paid by next week. Currently, MIFCO said that fishermen are owed $1.1 million. MIFCO has already disbursed a significant amount to the fishermen with the assistance of the government. The company is committed to ensuring regular payments for the fish being supplied. MIFCO has been purchasing fish from fishermen based on a weekly price determined by international frozen skipjack tuna prices since July last year, alongside the costs of purchasing and exporting the fish. The company also said it will continue to strengthen its operations, explore ways to boost revenue, and implement cost reduction measures. The Maldives Inland Revenue Authority, MIRA, officially joins the Belt and Road Initiative Tax Administration Cooperation Mechanism, BRITACOM, by signing a Memorandum of Understanding MOU. Commissioner General of Taxation Hassan Zarir signed the MOU on September 24th during the 5th Belt and Road Initiative Tax Cooperation Forum held in Hong Kong. Speaking at the signing ceremony, Zarir emphasized the significance of the participation of MIRA in BRITACOM, noted its role in fostering collaboration among tax authorities within the Belt and Road Initiative BRI region. He highlighted how joint efforts can address common challenges and underscored the importance of enhancing regional and international cooperation to build strong tax systems. Through its BRIDACOM membership, MIRA aims to strengthen its capacity to manage tax administration efficiently by leveraging the opportunities presented by this platform. BRIDACOM was established to promote cooperation between tax authorities across the BRI region and to create a mechanism that provides technical support to its members. Feneka Corporation Limited emphasizes that road development work should only proceed under the supervision of a technical employee from the company. The request comes after incidents where cables were damaged during road construction activities. In a statement, Feneka said that underground cables have been damaged during excavation for various projects in roads and public areas. The company also highlighted that such incidents have disrupted services and led to public complaints. Additionally, Feneka said that these cables, which supply electricity, water and sewerage services, are buried across different areas of the islands. As a result, there is a risk of damage during road construction or drilling. To prevent this, the company urged both government entities and private contractors to carry out excavation work only in the presence of a technical employee from the local Feneka office. Since roads and public spaces fall under the jurisdiction of local councils, their cooperation is also necessary. The company reiterated its responsibility to ensure uninterrupted delivery of essential services and stated that it would seek compensation for any damages caused by work that violates established regulations in accordance with legal procedures. China cuts the amount banks must hold in reserve, releasing an estimated $142.6 billion in liquidity into the financial market as leaders embark on one of their biggest drives in years to kickstart growth. The move by the People's Bank of China comes a day after President Xi Jinping and other top officials admitted to new problems in the world's second-largest economy and outlined plans to get it back on track. Beijing has this week unveiled a raft of measures to boost the economy, which it has targeted to grow 5% this year, an objective analysts say is optimistic given the many headwinds it faces. Also Friday, the bank cut the 7-day reverse repo rate, the short-term interest paid by the central bank on loans from commercial lenders, from 1.7% to 1.5%. Growth in China is being dragged down by a prolonged debt crisis in the property sector, sluggish domestic consumption, and high youth unemployment. The ruling Communist Party convened Thursday a meeting of its top body, the Politburo, to analyze and study the current economic situation. The Xinhua news agency reported after the gathering that some new situations and problems have emerged in the current running of the economy. The need for action was evident on the streets of Shanghai on Thursday, where one business owner said he was feeling the pinch. The raft of measures unveiled by Beijing this week, including key rate cuts and policies intended to encourage home purchases, have been welcomed by investors, with stocks in Shanghai and Hong Kong up around 10% this week. And a Bloomberg report Thursday said officials were considering pumping more than $140 billion into the country's largest state-run banks, marking the first major capital injection of its kind since the 2008 global financial crisis. Israel rejects a push by allies for a 21-day ceasefire in Lebanon and vowed to keep fighting Hezbollah militants until victory ahead of Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's address to the UN General Assembly. Israeli bombing of Iran-backed Hezbollah strongholds around Lebanon has killed hundreds of people this week, while the militant group has retaliated with rocket barrages. The United States, US, France and other allies unveiled the 21-day truce on Wednesday after President Joe Biden and his French counterpart Emmanuel Macron met on the sidelines of the UN General Assembly in New York. But Israeli leader Netanyahu flatly rejected the ceasefire proposal on Thursday, ordering the military to continue fighting with full force. The White House expressed frustration at the rejection, saying the truce proposal had taken a lot of care and effort. Macron said later it was a mistake for Netanyahu to refuse a ceasefire and that he would have to take responsibility for regional escalation. Speaking in Canada, where he met with Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, who also backed the ceasefire, Macron noted that the ceasefire plan had been prepared with Netanyahu himself. The joint ceasefire statement said the situation in Lebanon has become intolerable and is in nobody's interest, neither of the people of Israel nor of the people of Lebanon. Lebanon's national news agency reported that Israel carried out air raids early Friday on several cities in southern Lebanon with injuries recorded. The country's health ministry said late Thursday that Israeli strikes had killed 92 people in the country and injured 153 in the past 24 hours. More than 1,500 people have been killed since hostilities between Israel and Hezbollah erupted last October, with Thursday's toll bringing the number of people killed in Israeli strikes on Lebanon since Monday alone to more than 700. Arsenal and Manchester City both recorded handsome home wins in the second leg of two-round qualifying of the Women's Champions League to book their places in the draw for the group stage. Arsenal welcomed Häcken to Boreham Wood, trailing 1-0 after suffering defeat on the road to the Swedes last Wednesday. But strikes by Levaelti and new signing Mariona Caldente inside 40 minutes gave Jonas Eidvold's side the lead prior to the break. Beth Mead and Frida Manum then put the tie beyond Häcken's reach as Arsenal ran out 4-0 winners. Manchester City went into their home leg with a comfortable 5-0 advantage after a dominant first leg display in Paris last week. A goal after 2 minutes by England striker Chloe Kelly effectively put an end to any hopes of an unlikely Paris FC comeback before Khadija Shaw scored just after the half-hour-and-a-half marks to seal a 3-0 win. Real Madrid won 3-1 at home to Sporting Lisbon with a brace either side of half-time by Sandy Toletti and a goal in second-half stoppage time from Alba Redondo, easing the Spaniards to a 3-goal winning margin over both legs. Last season's semi-finalists Paris Saint-Germain failed to overturn their first-leg deficit against Juventus as they lost 2-1 at home to the Italians on the night and 5-2 on aggregate. Roma emerged 10-3 aggregate winners as they overpowered Swiss side Servette Chenois 7-2 in the return fixture in Geneva. Dutch club 20 romped into the group stage as they scored 4 goals in both ties against Croatia's Osijek on their way to an aggregate win of 8-1. St. Pölten of Austria won 5-0 in Slovenia against Mura to complete an impressive 8-0 aggregate win. Celtic won 2-0 against visitors Ворskla of Ukraine to go through 3-0 on aggregate. Lyon, Bayern Munich, Chelsea and holders Barcelona all automatically qualified for the group stage of the Women's Champions League. That's all the news we have for today. Thank you all for watching.